Okay, so in the last lesson, what we did was we came up with this XGBoost model. So now what we want to do is we want to use that to predict on the future data, which is the output here when we did this TK make future index and made the time series signature. So if we go up here, or if we just go down here and we run future data tibble, it looks something like this, where we've got the next dates in the sequence, and we've got 12 of them. So we're going to try and predict for the year of 2016, January through December. How we're going to do that is we're going to use the predict function. So how it works is we can do predict, and if we take our object, which is going to be our model underscore XGBoost, and we're going to provide it new underscore data, and that new data is going to be our future data. So future data tibble, and when I run this, it outputs predictions for each of those months. So now we have the predictions, but what we really want is to have the predictions also formatted in a way that is going to be useful for us to plot it. So if we go back to our plot, which looked something like this, we had the date, we had the value, so the values are right here, but what we want to do is we want to extend these values. So what we're going to do is do a series of dplyr operations to first format this appropriately, so it can be binded to the aggregated data. Okay, so our aggregated data would be the output of this right here. So if we did this for monthly, okay, so this is our aggregated data, basically the training data. Okay, so to do so, what we're going to do is first pipe this into bind underscore calls, and what I'm going to do is bind it with the future data. So I'm going to bind it future data tibble, and when I do that, I now have the dot pred, and then I have my index, which is the timestamp, and then I have all the other features. Most of these features we won't actually need, but this is useful because then we can bind it with the training data. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to select just the columns I need, which is going to be the dot pred and the index column. So if I do that, I now have the values and the dates. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename, and I'm going to rename to be total underscore sales, and that's going to be dot pred, and that'll rename this column here. And then the other column that I'm going to rename is index, so I'm going to name the index date. So that's going to be index. Alright, so when I do that, now it's total sales and date. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a label on the end of it to format it in the way that our graph is going to want it to be able to plot it. So I'm going to do mutate, and I'm going to do label underscore text, set that equal to str underscore glue, and date is going to be, so if we look at this, it says date, and then it has the date, and then revenue, and revenue formatted as dollars. So we basically want to format this as dollars, and we want to output the date. So we're going to utilize date. So if I just ran this right now, I now have date colon and what the date is. So what I'm going to do is actually put on a new line, revenue, and in brackets, which is where code can go, I'm going to then modify this total sales. So when I do that, I'm going to use scales colon dollar parentheses total underscore sales. When I run that, it's now got the revenue in here, and it's got it after the new line. Okay, cool. So we're doing good so far. We've now figured out a way to output the prediction. We're going to save this as a prediction table. Actually, before that, what I want to do is I want to actually add another column, and this is going to differentiate the prediction from the actual values. So I'm going to use a function called add column, and I could also use mutate to do this, but I'm going to give it a key, and I'm going to call that key prediction, and we'll see why I do this in a little bit. And what that does is it just adds a column with the label prediction in there. Okay, I'm going to save this as prediction underscore tibble, alt dash, control enter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the data, which is basically everything before it was converted into a training data set. So that's this data, and it's got my date, my total sales, and my label text for the actual data. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first add a column called key. I'm going to set that equal to actual. So these are my actual values. So when I do that, it has date, total sales, label text, key, and it looks very similar to the output of the prediction, which has total sales, date, label text, and key. So now if I bind these two, do a row bind, so bind row or rows, and if I provide it the prediction tibble, I now have the data binded. So it's 72 by 4 now. So it's the first 60 observations are the actual values. And then if we look at the last 12, so if I do tail 12, these are all the predictions. Now you will get some warnings because it's saying vectorizing glue elements may not preserve their attributes. That's just telling us that this got converted to character. I'm not sure why glue elements have this S3 glue. For all intents and purposes, it's actually a character string, and it pretty much has the same attributes. So anyways, I'm going to delete this this tail. And we can disregard the warning messages. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as output underscore TBL. Alt dash, control enter, and then I'm going to output it right here. Output tibble. And it's 72 by 4. So now if I update this code for the forecast, if I change this, say, from month to yearly, and if I change this end future over to something else, I can start to change some parameters. And what we can do next is convert that into a function that's just a one-liner, generate forecast, and it'll work in our pipeline.